Hi, Lisa. I wanted to do a short video today to get a little practice in and to introduce to you the idea that I was thinking about, the idea that I thought might be synergistic between who you're wanting to reach and who I'm trying to reach, and the message that you have for the world and the message that I have. It all wraps around a word, the word consideration. I believe probably in your work of introducing manners to people that having consideration for others is a big part of what you're about. You help your girls to think about other people and to imagine being in their shoes and to treat those people with consideration. I was thinking about consideration in another way recently, and that is the legal way. The legal expression consideration is when two parties to a contract bring an item of value to that contract, indicating that they have indeed entered in to that agreement. And before we can have consideration for others with whom we haven't had any contract, I have realized it's very important that we know that we have had a contract, an agreement with our higher power, and that our higher power has provided consideration. And we have to, in order to have that contract make a difference in our lives, we have to provide consideration as well. What do I mean by that? Well, it is our higher power who provides to us all the things that we have in our lives, our own talents, our own heritage and background, our own talents and abilities. And even further, I believe our higher power gives us a promise. If only we give our lives back that and choose to live together with our higher power, that our lives are going to make a difference. But there was a time when I didn't feel that way. And you know what? Honestly, I was a true nightmare. I remember a time about 12 years ago when I was involved on the board of the Cub Scouts. I had just gone through a separation from my former spouse, and I felt crushed. And I was very frustrated because I had taken on more than I could do. And certainly I had taken on more than my boys could do, because as it turned out, they didn't even care about Cub Scouts. But I felt somehow pushed, somehow obligated to involve them in that event. And it seemed very sad to me. And I had a lot of grief about not being able to do all the different things that it seemed like my boys would need, and that they would miss out if we just pulled back and just had a quieter life. As a result of getting overstressed, I ended up acting in a way that was really ugly to some of the other people in that group. Why? Well, I felt so crushed about who I was that I wasn't able to have any kind of rational perspective on my abilities and my talents. And I observed others who had gotten themselves into leadership roles whose abilities and talents probably weren't centered on those roles that they had to fulfill. They were doing it just for their kids. And it felt so frustrating to me that I was in a group with what I consider to be very poor levels of, I don't know, experience, or really a bad, I don't know. I just judged everything, honestly. I judged it all. I was frustrated, and I was really very ugly, to the point that, I'm going to confess something here. I got fired. I actually got fired from the board of the Cub Scouts. And it's taken me a long time, through the help of Toastmasters and through the help of other things in my life, to get to a point where I realized, wait a minute, I really do have something to contribute. And that is what I hope to do in this new coaching program that I've developed. And I look forward to talking it over with you and having that chance to practice.